Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena I'm playing a Rotting Molder Hulk deck. This is a very fun deck. It dumps stuff in the graveyard using Glowspore, Shaman, Explore Creatures, Gorging Vulture, the new card. Then it gets it back with Blood for Bones or Memorial to Folly. Molder Hulk is an Undergrowth card. The spell costs 1 less for each creature card in your graveyard, and when you play that, you may return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. How about Memorial to Folly? You basically can create an endless loop of 6/6s that keep coming back over and over. And as the deck continues to churn away, sacrificing creatures, getting back creatures, putting stuff in the graveyard with Cavalier of Thorns, getting stuff back from the graveyard with Cavalier of Thorns, eventually you have this massive graveyard full of creatures, and the mighty Lolith Giant appears. When Lolith Giant enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target opponent for each creature card in your graveyard. This is a very fun, kind of crazy way to win a game. But yes, you can either Blood for Bones it out of the graveyard, Folly it out of the graveyard, or just play it in many cases as you get to 7 mana pretty consistently between all the Explore creatures, the Llanowar Elves, and the Cavalier of Thorns and Molder Hulk both getting lands. So just casting the giant and dealing a huge ton of lethal is not ridiculous. The only way we really interact with our opponent on this journey is Ravenous Chupacabra. Choopy Boy comes out and kills their best creature while also being a body that you can get back with the Memorial to Folly or the Blood for Bones. But other than that, our plan is to make bigger creatures than our opponent can handle. You could remove the Gorging Vultures, the Glowspore Shamans, and the Stitcher Suppliers, and instead run more Explore Creatures and Wildgrowth Walker. But you wouldn't mill into the graveyard with nearly as much velocity as this deck does. So because we are filling our graveyard, and because we don't have many ways to kill the opponent's creatures, we want to be a little aggressive. These creatures should attack when possible to keep the opponent's life total under pressure. If their life total is under pressure, the big monsters that they play can't be charging at us as often. They have to stay back on defense. Gives us time to set up our mighty Lolith Giant. And besides, when the 5/6s and 6/6s start just coming down every turn, the opponent won't be able to be that aggressive anyway. So yeah, this is a pretty fun deck. It's, where is it in the competitive scale? I would say about medium. I'll try it in ranked because I think we can give something like that a shot. It's particularly weak against Risen Reef decks. And the more I think about it, I don't know if I really want to play this in ranked against Risen Reef. Or against the mono blue decks. We don't have a lot of flying interaction. What are we going to do? Block them with a Gorging Vulture or Cavalier Thorns? Ranked has been a big combination of Risen Reef and Blue Tempo lately, so I've been enjoying the break from it. I went pretty hard on it, and I played all kinds of jank decks into it for a while, but I've been taking a break for the last 2 days, and I've enjoyed it, so maybe we'll play this in just regular play. Keep it nice and light here on the CGB channel today. Anyway, tell me about your ranked experience in comments. Do you see what I see? A lot of Blue Tempo and a lot of Risen Reef. Is it a little tedious to play ranked? Of course, it always will be. It's always going to be some of the best decks smashing into each other. So don't be afraid to take a break when you need one. That's my advice. HauntedFlower.com has thousands of licensed apparel designs. Licensed means it is legal for me to use the trademarked logos and such, and I paid a lot of money to make them, so please check it out. Game of Thrones t-shirts help you remember better times when characters you liked were still alive. Magic the Gathering Mana Symbol pants. Magic the Gathering Mana Symbol sleep pants. I don't always wear pants when I stream, but when I do, I wear these. All this and more shipped worldwide at hauntedflower.com. Use the promo code CGB to save 10% and support the channel at the same time. Slow hand. Very, very slow. Thinking best of one, you can't keep hands like this. It's just not gonna get the job done. Better? All we gotta do is bottom a land. I may as well keep the Scry land. Then I have a forest and a cemetery. I don't need the tomb. Don't need to be shocking myself. Red mana. Fun. Alright. What do we want most? Pretty good. Let's keep it. Might let us do the thing on turn 4 that we need to do, or just let us reuse a Chupacabra or two. It's not a runaway Steamkin. I should be thanking my lucky stars. Glowspore. There's a land. It is a tapped land. I think I'll just decline and take the draw step. I'd rather play the Jadelight Ranger next turn and try to find my land that way, and I think I'll find another. So let's just keep that there. So what does Burning Prophet do here? I'm sure the opponent wants to, yep, zap the Shaman, pump the Prophet, get that sweet, sweet scry. And to the bottom it is. Any other shenanigans? Not a light up the stage, I'm happy. Well, now we have the option of Supplier and Branchwalker or the Jadelight Ranger. Filling the graveyard could make the Blood for Bones really good next turn if we hit some good stuff. We really want to find a Molder Hulk, so I think I'll take the Branchy option. And most of what I want here is a land. I'd bin anything else, so we can play the Branchwalker first. And there is a Giant, and there was one more land in there. But a Giant can be a lot. Okay, Chandra's here. What is Chandra going to do? There's a Shock in the graveyard that can be flashed back next turn. Opponent scries to the top. Making elementals here doesn't accomplish too much. Maybe Chandra will just plus? No. All elementals. Okay, everybody's attacking, wow. Okay. Opponent decides not to leave Chandra unguarded, but you may as well attack with these. So I may as well block with them. Or I may as well block them and let the Stitcher Supplier fill the yard some more, so a Molder Hulk off the top is a live draw. And is it a land? It's a land. And is there a Hulk in there? There is. There's also a Giant. Eight cards in the graveyard. Hit my opponent for 8. Pretty feisty. I think what we'll do is Blood for Bones. Sacrifice the Branchy. Let's put the Giant onto the battlefield. Let's put the Molder Hulk into the hand since we can play it for only 2 mana and keep our mana moving forward. Take a big chunk out of our opponent's life. Now what do you got? Pyromancer, sure. 2 points right to my face. Another Prophet. More little critters. Now what does Chandra do?
Say hi to my fiery friends.
It's not a big accomplishment by any stretch to get in with like an elemental. Chandra hasn't been doing much work here. That's so mean. We got so much land to get back too. This is so sweet. Okay. First, let's throw the Giant at the Chandra. The opponent will almost certainly want to defend. It's like getting a free creature. Alright, let's put some giant brick walls in front of our opponent. Let's go ahead and get back the temple, get a little scry value, since we don't have another thing to play with our mana this turn. Elf won't do it for me. And here's the other Hulk. And we'll get that back, and it can enter tapped. Big Monsters. That's the name of the game. Well, the opponent will be able to Chandra up some Chandra. Guess that's a thing you can do.
It's my turn.
The opponent can get really close to ultimating the Chandra using the Acolyte of Flame. Let's see what happens here. Yep, there it is.
Together.
Alright, Chupa-Dupa. Let's tear down the Burning Prophet so the opponent can't defend this Chandra. Let's put the attacks together. We could also go face, by the way. If we go face, the opponent goes to 1. But it's not that big of a deal. What we mainly want to make sure of is that this Chandra can't ultimate. So this would make sure that this Chandra dies. But maybe the Chandra dying isn't the priority. They still have to pay mana for this ultimate, though. As long as this Chandra dies. Let's go. We'll make sure that little Chandra can't support big Chandra. The opponent should block this one if they're going to block anything, or they just shouldn't block at all. There we go. Down to 7.
I'm not happy right now.
You're not getting happier. Oh, those Molder Hulks. So many 6/6s. Goblin Chain Whirler. Gonna take more than that.
Fire can't solve.
And what is this? We're trying out Scorch Spitter. So a few new things being tried. We've got the Acolyte of Flame, we've got Burning Prophet, we've got Scorch Spitter. Is it trying to be rotation proof? No, it still has Chain Whirler. Just getting a vibe for what our opponent's up to. They skewer my face because, you know, reasons. But we don't need to do anything else. Face is the place. Massive beats. Alright, we've got an early supplier, Shaman, maybe Jade Light if we can find a green source, and Chupa. So it's fine. We don't have any of the payoff cards yet, like Molder Hulk or Cavalier of Thorns, which actually Cavalier of Thorns is this weird combination of payoff and enabler at the same time. Hey, we're gonna need more green, but maybe we can line that up with a nice graveyard. Holy moly. Look at what we're throwing in there. Blood for Bones will be a hot draw if we can find it. And it looks like our opponent's doing the mono white thing. How many 1-drops can you go blah 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 with? The answer is 3. Our opponent has 3. Would you like to attack with your Sky Marcher? My supplier is ready. Let's see if we can find a land now with this Glowspore Shaman. And we do. Hallelujah. We definitely need to draw that. Getting to 5 for the Cavalier of Thorns will probably be a big factor in the game. Because if we can start recurring these, we can gum up the ground against white pretty well. Law-Rune Enforcer is annoying, so we're going to need a lot of beef. A lot of beef. We'll probably end up chupaing it down. Does the opponent want to flip that landing so bad they're willing to throw away that Law-Rune Enforcer? Wow. Just wow. I am stunned. I mean, these are easy mode trades for me. I don't need my creatures. The opponent should need theirs. And they didn't even flip their landing. But yeah, I milled away my green source. It is what it is. I'll do without it. History, sure. And boom! Boom shakalaka right off the top. Get me that land. Do I pay 2 life for it? No. I don't need 2 mana this turn. It can be out. It can be tapped. And then we can play our other supplier. Alright. We're 1 more green away from a Cavalier of Thorns. All the Cavs are in the graveyard, by the way. Along with... Is that all the Molder Hulks? So many. Okay, there's 1 more Molder Hulk. Double Benalia is powerful. We see now how the opponent lined up to keep their Sky Marcher because now it flies. So do we play this and try to get to our green source or a Blood for Bones? Probably. Chupacabra's okay though. I guess that's fine. Let's just take the flyer out of the sky and we have more blockers for these knights next turn. If the opponent has a Conclave Tribunal for the Molder Hulk, we're in a terrible spot. So many knights. What's it gonna be? Yeah, sure, why not? Alright, flip that. Let's block here. Let's absorb 5. I don't think we'll get much better with the Stitcher Supplier, but let's save the Chupacabra. Would have drawn the green source off the top. Keep that in mind. Although not blocking there would have to be just suicide. Okay, is it a Loxodon for the last card? No, their hand isn't that good. Alright, more bodies, please. We need green. We found green. And I'll keep you on top. Alright, do you come out tapped, or does this come out because it's definitely tapped? I don't know that I'm playing Cavalier of Thorns next turn when I could be getting back a Lolith Giant. If I'm not going to do it that way, well, let's just play this one. I don't think I'll ever want to pay the life anyway. Alright, you've got big bodies once again. We have 13 life. Opponent's basically another killer anthem away from glorious victory. Dauntless Bodyguard. Who do you want to defend? You feel like it has to be the Marshal. Yep, easy mode. And it's a land. Now what? Making tokens on the main phase, why not? And here comes the beats. So, definitely want to take out one of you. And then these probably just need to absorb as much damage as possible. I think that's where we're at in this game. Now, I do need something to sacrifice to the Blood for Bones. The Molder Hulk comes back to my hand. If I draw a land, it's good. Yeah, I don't think I have a choice here. Down to 6. Ouch. Now the history wears off, but our life total is so frickin' low. If we play the Cavalier of Thorns, we can block here and block here, but we die. It's lethal. Nothing to be done. So, I guess what happens if the Hulk blocks? If the opponent blocks with enough creatures for the Hulk to not deal damage, then we bring out this, and we still die. All right, so I can't risk attacking even. This is so bad. But let's bring back Chupacabra. Get a Stitcher Supplier in hand. Kill you. Because we can't kill this, the opponent will sack the Bodyguard to protect it. And then we have blocks, and still dead. Oh well. White too good. So, just again, one more time, all the opponent has to do is attack with everything, and no reason to wait for them to make another token at instant speed and look at their draw step when we know we're dead. But it's okay. Life will go on. Crank up the graveyard. Maybe we'll draw the Molder Hulk. Let's go. I mean, our hand is a couple of trashy 1/1s and 4 land, but who knows what will happen. Who knows? Timber Gorge. More graveyard. More graveyard. Get him. The suppliers are doing the things. They're getting some heads. They're making stuff happen. They're the champions. Opponent not doing anything. They're taking it slow. Let's go for the Jade Light Ranger. Usually I just graveyard anything here. That's a creature especially. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. We need to draw some of the more higher impact cards. We need our Blood for Bones, Cavalier of Thorns, Molder Hulks. That's what we need. Commune with dinosaurs. Do you have any dinosaurs in your dinosaur deck? Eventually, maybe you'll have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour. I really hate that man. This is a Jurassic Park reference. Maybe some of you have heard it. Follies are actually very interesting that we could just keep drawing them, but I have one in my hand, so I'm going to decline. Do we have a Hulk yet, though? Not yet. So right now, Folly is like 2 turns. One turn I go get the thing, then the next turn I have to cast the thing. Oh! Oh! Hello! So the Giant right now is at 7. I can dome the opponent for 7. Or I can use Cavalier Thorns to keep making for a better Giant. I think that Cavalier Thorns is so great, though. We could also take the slower path with the Chupacabra, which, getting this damage in, we can just try to make this Giant lethal. If we get enough damage through, eventually the Giant will just kill our opponent. In fact, we're probably almost there, because when we sacrifice the Supplier, yeah. So what we're going to do here is attack with all, and then Blood for Bones a Survivor into the Giant. Like this. 10. That'll do. That will do. Oh, this is sweet. So sweet. Bang. Down to 1. And ba-bang. That got him. That is how we make the Giant work. Alright, I'll do 1 game in ranked. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling like I'm holding my own against everything. We've played against like 3 meta decks, barely lost to white. I think we could have stabilized. I think we just lost from being on the draw. This hand's okay and we're on the play. Let's roll. We'll need to draw some of the right cards. The Giant and the Hulk in hand are a little scary, but we might even be able to play the Hulk nice and early, thanks to Glow Spores. What are you up to? What you got over there? Vivian, Avatar, green mana. Alright. Chupacabra's probably good against green mana. I'm already thinking Gruely Dinosaur Thoughts. Oh my god, that's a lot of land. Do I want to draw one? Drawing a Folly might be... Actually, drawing a Folly is pretty good here. We can play it next turn tapped and play a Shaman. But we could also just not take that draw step, play a Shaman, and then decide if we need the land. Because how many lands are we really going to need? Yeah, I'll just decline. But since I have another Shaman, I get basically a reroll next turn. Kind of nuts, though, to hit all land there. Hitting any creatures would have been a big deal. Branchy. Paradise Druid. Okay. Not a bad draw. What you got? It's okay, I wanted my critters in the graveyard. Joke's on you. Okay, still not many critters in the graveyard. Do I want 1 more land? I think so. I think at this point drawing more land is good. 1, 2, this would be 3. This could be 4. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way I play my Molder Hulk next turn if I take an untapped land, but I don't think so. I'll just take a Temple. Get that scry value. Pretty nasty to hit so much land and not enough creatures, but who knows? Risen Reef. Chupa wants a word with you. Let me see what's on top of this here deck. Another Memorial is not what I need. I could attack with the Glow Spore and see if the opponent will kill it, but nah, let's just get this thing dead. Send a message. Getting damage through can also make a big difference later for the Giant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We still need 2 creatures in the graveyard to play a Hulk. Or 2 mana from some magical source. Magical. Baby Crassus, hello. And you draw a card. Breeding Pool, Shock, Llanowar Elf. Fun. Cavalier of Thorns, awesome. But I'm going with these. Would love to see if they end up in the graveyard. 1 block. So 6 mana now for the Hulk, so Cavalier's definitely going to be the play. And this comes in untapped, but we may as well get the tap land, because we have nothing to do with the mana this turn. We add 2 more creatures to the yard, so Molder Hulk is coming online. Lolith Giant is getting stronger. Lotleth? Hello, Nissa.
We will prevail.
Will you now? We shall see. Nissa's strong. Giant Crassi can be issues. So here we're hulking back. We're going to supply, then we're going to Hulk. And Hulk is going to get back a Memorial to Folly, most likely. Seems good. Do we attack that Nissa? Or do we attack that face? I think going face is the place, to be honest. We want things in the graveyard. We want to kill the opponent. Takes it all? Let's see what happens here. There's a bunch of creatures. Lolith Giant can be lethal. Here's Molder Hulk. Get me the Memorial. Pass the turn. Let's see how much life our opponent can gain. They probably have another Crassus, since they played the baby one earlier.
Rise, my elemental friend.
How's it gonna be? The turn better be epic. Because the Giant will be epic. Right now it's for 8, but if a Stitcher supplier dies, it could get a lot bigger. Plus the opponent has to block or somehow keep these creatures from hitting them. Okay. It's a lot of mana. It must be a Crassus. Finale for 10. What does that find? What's a 10 drop? Enraze Forerunners, okay. For 17? I'm at 18. I mean, I'll block a little bit too, just to make sure I'm not missing something ridiculous. This should be game. Pew! Alright. Opponent went big and came up short. Wow, that was bizarre. Bizarre, but there you go. Mythic math. I hope you enjoyed this video with the Rotting Molder Hulk deck. What started out as a video thinking that it would just be fun and be too fair for the format actually turned into a video about a deck that's really on the cusp of greatness. And there's some pretty cool things going on here. I was pleasantly surprised by Lolith Giant's lethal capabilities and how the deck functions as a beatdown deck with a reanimator and kind of resilient core to it that is much bigger and stronger than definitely the red decks and some of the dinosaur decks. Chupacabra also surprised me. The card's been up and down in popularity in the format, always good, rarely great, often not even in a bunch of decks, but playing it in my last couple decks, it's really shining right now, and the card might be poised for a little more time in the sun before rotation. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.